Everybody, hope you're having a great day today. My name's Cody and I want to thank you so much for stopping by. So today we are in the backyard of our indoor park called the Three Sisters, and I'm out here with my pal Penny. I think she's there, yeah. And today I wanted to give you just a little I don't know, some inspiration, I guess, as to some things that you can do while you're in our parks here. So I know we're called Play Unleashed, but there's a really good opportunity to also call it Training Unleashed, in that in our parks back here, you can see they're all fenced, you have a really good opportunity to work on some training in a very safe, secure, off-leash setting. One of the biggest things I get a lot of people asking about is working on recall, and that is a very important skill to have. Absolutely. So I'm just going to go over a little bit about how I would work on recall with my friend wherever she's hiding, and and share some tips and tricks for you guys. So if you're out here and you're thinking of things like, what can I do while I'm out here, maybe give this a try. So before you do any training, you always want to check in with both yourself and your dog, just to kind of see where your headspace at. Are you both ready and able and willing to put in some time for training today? Penny, she's good. She had a good day so far. Nothing out of the ordinary. No major stressors or anything like that. Sometimes we try to get our dogs to work when they've maybe had a stressful experience. Maybe there's some reactivity issues, and they're still coming down from that high. So always try to gauge your pet's mood, I guess, to see whether or not it's going to be a successful training session today. Don't try to force something, especially if they're not in the right headspace. So if you're both in the right headspace for a training session, then the next thing you want to do is make sure you understand where your dog is at as far as the recall comes. So this park is fantastic in that it's quite secluded from the other parks, and there's almost no distractions. You can see there's no obstacles. There's some chairs back there and a door or whatever, but there's no trees. There's nothing for them to kind of get too excited about. When we're working with recall, you have to make sure that you're the most exciting thing in the park. And we're going to do that by being excited, being loud, giving them a lots of attention and reward when they do come back to us. So this park is great. It is very low distraction. Another great option is trying it in your house. Low distraction if you've got a low distraction house, or in your backyard, low distraction, and they can't really get too far away from you. So we're working in a low distraction environment with a dog that is mentally ready to work for you. The next thing you might want to do is burn off a little bit of energy before we start our training session. So if we can toss a ball and get them to run around, maybe for the first 10-15 minutes, depending on how long of a session you booked, try to burn off some of that energy first of all, so that way that their body is a little bit less energized, but their mind is still ready to go. So we have a dog that is physically ready to go. They're mentally ready to do the work for us. We have a low distraction environment. One point that I do want to bring up is a term called poisoning the cue. So when you're working on recall, or any training for that matter, you want to make sure that you get their attention by saying their name one time, and then saying the cue that you're wanting one time. A lot of times I hear people or see people, they'll ask their dog for a sit, and they repeat that cue time and time again. And what you're doing essentially is poisoning the cue, in that you're telling and teaching the dog that when you call for a sit, the first time it doesn't matter, because you're going to call it again and again and again. So make sure that when you're doing any type of training, get their name with, get their attention by calling their name once, and then asking for the cue once, and go from there. If they don't respond to the name and the cue, you don't want to continue pushing down that vein. You kind of want to reset. So give it a little bit of a shake off, like you see our dogs do, and reset that. And then if you're not able to get their attention, sometimes that's them telling you that there's either too much distraction or too much distance in the training session. So if a big yard like this isn't working to get their attention right away, try going into a bit of a smaller area. Inside the building here, you actually have a much smaller room, so it's really hard for them to ignore you. It's a good place maybe to start inside there. You might be able to get their attention a little bit better. So once you have all your parameters set, you got a nice space that you can get their attention in, and you're ready to get to work. The last piece of the puzzle here is having something of extreme high value. This is what you're going to use as a reward for when they do come to you. So here I like to use this freeze-dried beef liver. It is really good. It's always worked really well with every dog that I've ever used this method for. So we're gonna see here, Penny is just wandering around. That's kind of what you want them to be doing, minding their own business, not distracted on, say, another dog or a toy or a tree or a bush or anything else that dogs can get distracted by. Just kind of minding their own business. And from there, what we want to do is try to get their attention by saying their name once. So she's already coming back. That's actually a really good thing. If they do come to you, on their own, then that is a great opportunity to reward them. So when they come right back to you, like you can see Penny's right here. There we go, and she's off. Once she gets to me, I'm gonna say yes, and I'm gonna give her a treat. I'm not even gonna say the cue. I'm just going to reward her, sorry, reward her for coming right back to me. And let's see if I can get to her right there. So yes, good girl. There we go. Oh, she really likes that. What we're trying to do is we want to be the most exciting thing in the park here. And if they're food motivated, then this is going to be really easy because they're going to want to get the treats. And if they know you've got the good stuff, they're going to come back to you regularly and check in. Here we go. So Penny, very low distraction area. She can hear some other dogs and stuff like that. That's not a problem. I'm going to call her name once. Penny, come. There we go. Good girl. There we go. Oh, that's so good. Go Penny. There. Oh, yes, you're such a good dog, aren't you? Such a good girl. There we go. Oh, yeah. Get those scratches. There we go. Okay. There you go. You're free. You're free. Go play. Go play. There. That was very basic. It worked out really well that particular time. I'm not a very animated person, so it's really hard for me to do that. But if you're looking to really get their attention, don't be afraid to make weird noises, get their attention, be exciting. You need to be the most exciting thing in the park. Fortunately, Penny, she's such a great sport and she helps play along with that anyway for me. But don't be afraid to make weird noises to really get their attention. And when they do come to you, the treat is yes, right in their mouth, and make a really big show out of the successful them coming to you. Okay, here we go. So now she's quite far away from me, but she sees me filming, so of course she's gonna come back. Penny, come! Yes! Woohoo! Good girl! Oh, so smart. Who's such a good dog? Oh, good girl. There we go. Okay, go play. Go play. If you've got the right motivation for them, they're going to come to you most of the time, if not all of the time. The biggest things to look out for are other distractions. So she can hear other dogs in other parks, and Penny is a very dog-motivated dog. She likes to play with her friends. So that's really exciting. You can see her take off there. There's nothing wrong with that. What I wouldn't want to do is ever compete with another dog. So if she hears a dog and she's running up and down the fence, I'm not going to practice the recall in that moment because there's no way. Oh, there we go. Good girl, Penny. So she came back to me. I'm just going to use this opportunity to capture that behavior. Now, let's see here. There we go. Good girl. Good Penny. There you go. Go play. There we go. So just use that opportunity to capture that behavior. When she comes to check in on her own volition, that's fantastic. That's really good. You can use that moment to help build on a further recall and yeah, really speed up your process. So you can kind of see she's already starting to come back here. There we go. So yeah, feel free to use that whenever they come to you, just be able to capture it. Okay, let's try one with a bit more distraction. So I'm going to call her name once to get her attention. Penny, come. Good girl. Oh, there we go. Who's such a smart dog? You're such a good dog. Good Penny. Oh, there we go. There we go. Such a smart dog. Oh, but if they're not paying attention to you, don't start calling their name and poisoning that cue. So wait for them to pay attention to you, and then you can start bringing them in. Eventually, they aren't going to want to leave your side because they know that you've got the treat. So what I like to do is I'll take a treat and I'll toss it away. She's gonna go find that, and I'll say, Penny, come. Good girl. And right back to ya. There we go. So that's a really good way to work into that recall and send away type training. So when she comes, you give her a big reward, big treat, and then when she's ready to go, you toss a treat away, and yeah, just keep moving. She's gonna come back to you time and time again, especially if she knows that she's gonna get some tasty treats. So there we go. This is by no means an exhaustive or a what do you call it? Yeah, I guess an exhaustive list or training curriculum for working on recall. Just a few quick basic pointers. If you have any questions or you have any struggles or tips or tricks or struggles or anything that's holding you up, feel free to leave a comment or reach out. I'd be happy to discuss it with you further. This is just a very basic, rudimentary me trying to get back into the swing of training and those sorts of things. So I'm sure I missed a few points and maybe went over a bit on others, but I hope this gives you just at least a little bit of an insight as to what you're looking for when you start to train recall, and some pros and cons, do's and don'ts type thing. So that's where we're going to leave it here. I want to thank my beautiful assistant back there, Penny. She worked really hard today. And yeah, looking forward to the next video there, guys. But I hope you have a great rest of your day there. Take care, and until next time, we'll catch you later. Bye now.